Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. What did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer get right in Manchester United versus Watford's game? What's he got right this week after that lovely trip to Marbella? United back in the groove and very much in the race for top four, which we'll talk about in a moment. But what did he get right? Well, first of all, 21 shots, 9 of which are on target against Watford yesterday. We know from watching United this season, the problem is chance creation. We don't create enough chances. But yesterday, it worked. We didn't create that many chances against Chelsea, but against Watford, we get the goal in the first half. Watford have to open up, and then second half, we're creating so many chances because they're leaving the gaps, and we love to soak up pressure and hit teams on the break. And we're probably, I still say what many of us said in autumn, Manchester United on the break are probably still the best team in the Premier League. We're so good at it. But that something has to happen for us to be able to do that, because a team needs to be chasing the game. So you've got to get that first goal, which we did. But interestingly, out of the 21 shots we had 9 on target. But this goes back to the main problem. There's two things here. Manchester United are currently 11th in the league for big chances created in the Premier League, with 38 big chances created in the season so far. At the top of the league, you've got City with 78, Liverpool with 66, Leicester with 54, and Chelsea with 51, and Sheffield United with 49. We're on 38. So we need to boost that over the next coming weeks. And I think we will do. Because of one player, Bruno Fernandes. But also, Anthony Martial still gets a lot of stick from our fans. Let me just read this out to you. If Anthony Martial had the chances, he would be one of the top goal scorers in the league this season. Fact, right? Jimenez has had 91 shots. He's got 12 goals. Salah has had 89 shots. He's got 14 goals. Firmino has had 79 shots. He's got 8 goals. Aguero has had 73 shots. He's got 13 goals. Anthony Martial has had 54 shots. He's got 10 goals. He's had like 30 less shots than most of his rivals, and he's got nearly the same amount of goals. So Martial, more chances equals more goals. Manchester United, more chances equals more goals equals more points. This is what we've got to do over the next few days and games and weeks and months to get top four and to build something out here. What did Solskjaer get right yesterday? He gave Bruno Fernandes that free role. What did he do yesterday? He didn't put Andreas Pereira or Jesse Lingard in the squad. And with all due respect to those players, maybe you could bounce back. A lot of us don't think you will, but maybe you will. But personally, I think you need to go in the summer and build a career elsewhere and never look back on United career and say you didn't get a chance. You have been given, as a pair, more, and I include Mata in this, but Mata's had a career. Mata's won World Cups. He's won Champions Leagues. He's won league titles. Mata's had a career. He should be moved on for a different reason because he's just past it now. But he's had a career. Lingard and Pereira, you're in the middle of your career. You've had your chance at United and you've absolutely blown it. And Bruno Fernandes has exposed that so much. What we need in the summer is another player who can play in the Bruno Fernandes position, so that if Bruno gets injured or lacking form, we've got someone else there. Because the scary thing is, you take Bruno Fernandes out of that team, you go back to using Pereira, Lingard or Mata, and we become a team that doesn't create chances again and is struggling. Bruno Fernandes has made such a difference to the likes of Dan James, to the likes of Mason Greenwood, to the likes of Anthony Martial, and he will for Rashford as well, and Fred and Matic, because he's the glue that binds the midfield to the attack and makes us create chances. We mustn't go beyond that and say, oh yeah, everything's great now. But yesterday it was. With the space in the final third, United have always been dangerous. But with the space in the final third and a player like Bruno, he is going to be a stat merchant. He will get assists and goals week in, week out. He did it for Sporting Lisbon. His stats were brilliant. People were like, oh, you can't do that in the Premier League. He will do, because he's that sort of player. He will do. He's got 2 assists and a goal in 3 games. He could have had another assist yesterday. He could have had another goal yesterday. And who have we played? Wolves, Watford and Chelsea. They're no mugs. They're no mugs at all. So Bruno is the big difference for Solskjaer. But look, Solskjaer got other things right yesterday. He played a back 4. He could have played a back 5. There was a rumour he was going to play a back 5. I think he might play a back 5 at Goodison Park next week. Stick with the back 4. The reason you stick with the back 4 is because you get an extra attacker. 3 centre-backs, 2 centre-backs. Well, if you're only playing 2, where's the one you were going to play there? They've got to play further up the pitch. He got that right yesterday. Yes, we've got to defend better. We were a little bit naive in the first half at times, but with the numbers in the attack, we created more chances. Yes, he got right. Brandon Williams being rested. He needed a rest. Luke Shaw's been brilliant. He has got problems now, Solskjaer. He went with Lindelof over Bay. Could have gone the other way. He went with Shaw over Williams. He needed to rest Williams. He has got players in positions now that are competing, and that's what you want to see. McTominay's back now. Some people are like, oh, get the source back in the midfield. Some people are like, yeah, but Matic has been doing well with Fred. Why break something up? McTominay's got to wait for his space. I would say the same about Pogba as well. But what we got right yesterday was the fact that Solskjaer made the big decisions. And also I noticed Ollie, another thing I wanted to say, Ollie was on the touchline a lot yesterday. I saw him in the first 20 minutes on the touchline. Fred and Matic were a little bit all over the place. You could see him saying, calm down, calm down. And he obviously had a word with him in the second half and said, you're getting swamped. They're pressing on you. Get the ball out quicker. And they did. And we bypassed their midfield a lot in the second half, which meant we got the space. And that was because Solskjaer obviously said, or one of the coaches said, Fred, Matic, stop dwelling on the ball. They're getting onto you on the ball. You've got to move it quicker. And in the second half, we definitely did do that. But Manchester United with the first goal, that's always the key. If we go behind in a game, I'm always worried. Man United behind in a game, we either draw it or lose it a lot of the time. If we can get in front, a team has to open up, then we can hit them on the break, and that's when we become a decent team. And I can't remember United going in front in games and losing many games this season. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't think of any games where we've gone ahead and lost the game. And I know it's a bit of a cliche, but some teams are good at coming from behind. That's what she said. But United aren't. So that's a very important thing. It's been a big week for Manchester United. I want to talk about the long term of Solskjaer, because does this week make people change their mind or not? We've got a call in tonight live at 8 o'clock. I do want to talk about that. But what is very important is that you look at the situation that Manchester United have developed over the last week and the way that we're performing. I don't think anything's changed massively. I think that in the short term, this has been a brilliant week. And in the short term is where we need to live. Too many people are talking about, oh, what's going to happen with Pogba? Oh, when's Rashford back? Oh, are we going to get top four? Oh, should we prioritise top four or Premier League? And I'm like, look, let's just focus on the short term. The short term was the Chelsea win, getting a result in Bruges, and then beating Watford yesterday. Our next 4 Premier League games are Everton away, Man City at home, Spurs away, Sheffield United at home. All 4 of those clubs are in the top half of the league, and all 4 of those clubs are in form. Spurs you could argue, but they're away from home. I seriously think we can take 10 points from those 12. I think we can beat Everton, we can beat Spurs, we can beat Sheffield United, and we can get a draw against City at Old Trafford. I think we can take 10 points from the next 4 games. And if we take those 10 points, I'm not going to say we've definitely got 4th, but if we take those 10 points, we'll be unbeaten in 7 actually for the Wolves game before, and we'll have momentum, and we'll have confidence, and we'll have a position to build this season on in the last 2 months in April and May. I'm not saying we'll get 4th, but I think we'll be in a very strong position to get 4th, because I think Chelsea are going to do well over the next month as well. So that's the challenge for us. We've beaten Chelsea, we've beaten Watford, but if we go and lose to Everton and we draw at Spurs and we get beat by City, 4th is going to be gone. What we've done against Chelsea, and I'll talk about the long term of Solskjaer tonight. We'll do that now. But in the short term, what we've done over the last week is we've given ourselves a chance. Nothing more. Chelsea could have gone the other way if they had a striker who could finish. Watford, very good result. It was the right result, and it was the right result against Chelsea. I'm not taking it away, but it's a step in the right direction in the short term. We have got to go and win at Everton next week, which will be difficult. We've got to get a result against City, which will be difficult, and Spurs, difficult, and Sheffield United at home could be difficult. But the platform's there. We're playing well. Momentum and confidence is on our side. Of course, we've got Bruges on Thursday. Win that, get in the next round. But it's short term, because, as I said, you lose to Bruges or get knocked out by Bruges on Thursday, that is a disaster. You lose to Everton next week, and that's a blow. So we've got to keep on it, and I think that's why we shouldn't look too long term. I think we've all made those mistakes with United over the last 6 years, where we go, oh, look at the next 4 or 5 games, they're all winnable, and we come out with 3 points. So we've got to just keep looking short term and keep our foot on the pedal. And I think Ollie is aware of that. I've got my thoughts on where United are heading in the summer. We can talk about that later, like I said. But over this week, it's been really good. And Ollie got a lot of things right. Dan James didn't play against Bruges. Bruno didn't really play. Keeping those players fresh, knowing that Watford had 2 weeks off, keeping those players out of the game against Bruges to come back into this one. And I know there was a cameo from Bruno, but he was fresh. We look fresh. Dan James looked a lot fresher yesterday. Confidence is building through the squad. Everybody is performing well. That's important. There's no really bad performances, which always gives you a platform. So look, all in all, very good week for Manchester United. Very good couple of Premier League games for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We go again, we build again. But what I want to see, and it goes back to what I said at the start, more chances equals more goals. Whether it's for Bruno, whether it's for Martial, United need to take chances. I heard Micah Richards on Match of the Day 2 last night saying, I prefer United with 3 at the back. I was like, yeah, you don't watch United, mate, or you don't really know much about football, because Manchester United with a back 5, we don't create many chances. Manchester United with a back 4, we have an opportunity to do that. You need people around Bruno. Bruno with a back 5 hasn't got many people around him. Bruno in a back 4, he's got people who can move past him in the midfield, move past him on the wings, and he's got more options up front. Bruno's playing with a back 5, he's only got 2 players in front of him because we play 2 up front. If Bruno's playing with a back 4, he's got 3 options, 1 right, 1 left, 1 up front. And also, finally, and it shouldn't really be finally, but it is, Mason Greenwood. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Mason Greenwood this season so far has been a success. He's got like 5 or 6 Premier League goals, which is good for an 18-year-old. We haven't overused him, and I think he's just going to get better and better. And what I would say about Mason Greenwood is, I'm getting a little bit tired of the Robin van Persie comparisons. Yes, he's got a wonderful left foot. Yes, his body poise on the ball is similar to Van Persie. But this lad's going to have a career in his own right. Van Persie wasn't doing this at 18 years of age in the Premier League. What about this guy can be better than Van Persie? And Van Persie's one of my favourite players, but I think it's about time we put some respect on the name of Mason Greenwood and started talking about Mason Greenwood and start comparing his finishing style to Van Persie, because this boy's going to have a career of his own. Thanks for watching. Smash a like on the video. Join us at 8 o'clock tonight for the call-in. We'll be talking about Solskjaer and do you want him to build a career at Manchester United now? Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.